What's up? This is Draco.
And this is Alicia.
And you're now tuned in to OD
Podcast.
Oh,
Period.
I don't know.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. Hello. Hi.
Hello. We have gotten a lot of hate mail.
Have
Not hate mail. I'm just playing. But we have had a lot of people looking for us, and for a very good reason. Let me tell y'all something. When 2023 leave, I don't even want to talk about this year when it's gone. I don't want to even think about. I don't even want to wear Jordans because they got a 23 on the back on.
Okay.
I don't even want to do 23 and me. Like, that's how bad 2023 has been to me, y'all. Draco having a tough time with this microphone for sure.
Okay, there we go. I'm over here struggling with the microphone, y'all. I tried to make me a new setup and a little whatever. I don't ever use this thing, so I don't know how to work it. But I think I got.
It's okay. Your audio sounds perfect. The microphone looks cute. You got on your painter's turtleneck or whatever it is.
It's a t-shirt.
Oh, it's not a turtleneck. Okay. Oh, it's definitely a t-shirt. Okay. So, anyways, let me give y'all a quick rundown of my life. All right. So, this year started going downhill in January. That's when my granddad got sick in December, but January is when things really started to be like, anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where, we know that everybody's gonna die. And when it comes to grandparents, you also kind of, especially when they get to a certain age, you start to like think about these kind of things, like, you 85, you 90, whatever. It's the life expectancy is like what, 77. So when they reach those ages, you kind of are blessed. You are not even kind of, you definitely are blessed, but you also have to be realistic with what life looks like. Now, me, I thought my granddad was gonna live to be 100 plus. Don't know why, couldn't explain it, but I 10,000% could see it happening. So anyway, obviously we know how that story ends. And it really ruined me mentally in a lot of ways. It's really crazy. Never thought that death would impact me this way. I've lost a lot of people. I've lost a sibling. I've lost friends. I've lost all these different things. Now, my granddaddy and I, we have always been really close. I talk to him all the time. And when he passed away, I just could not believe it. It was just, sometimes I be thinking, and when I hear people say that, when I've heard people say this in the past, I'm like, okay. I be thinking like, maybe he not passed away. Maybe he not dead. Maybe I had a dream. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like sometimes I would go to his contact and in my phone. Recently, my aunt gave me one of his sweaters. Oh my God. It smells just like him. It's like really crazy. So anyway, I don't want to harp on this, but for myself, it's been really tough. And so it has had an impact on my work, my professional work. It's been hard to focus. I've been needing to take time off. And then one thing that really sucked, and I think I talked about this the first time around the time he passed, but like life goes on, work goes on, all these different things continue regardless of what you got going on. So now I'm logging into work. People like, hey, what's up with this? What's the ETA? Can you process this faster? I'm just like, excuse you? You know what I'm saying? I really want to slap everybody if we being totally honest. So now work is stressing me out. Work has gotten overwhelming. I am the only person in my entire company with my responsibility. And I'm sure a lot of people can say the same thing, but I literally support every single employee in the entire company. So my email is always flooded. I'm always on high level projects. There's always a fire to put out. And it's just stressful. I can't lie. And I enjoy the type of work I do, but the capacity in which I do it, I think I need to like reevaluate. And to be quite honest with you, the amount of money that I make at this job, I have literally been paid the exact same thing to do 90% less. That's a fact. And so, not that it's solely about money. I'm very grateful to make the money I make and to make a living. But I also need to feel like I'm being paid what I'm worth, especially in times where it's really stressful. It's like, dang, I could be doing something else. You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta be here. And I know for a fact that if I quit, y'all gonna be up the creek with no paddle. That's a fact. Anyway, on top of this is going on. My dog gets really sick. I went to Minneapolis. She was with a dog sitter. She's throwing up while she's with the sitter. I get back in town. She's still throwing up. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? Take her to the hospital. She got to stay there for 3 days. Turns out my dog got Addison's disease, which is a very complicated explanation. But long story short, her body does not produce enough electrolytes and her hormone that modifies stress does not function as intended, which means that any situation that makes her nervous, scared, sad, anxious can kill her, basically.
Mm.
So because of that, she has to be on medicine that regulates her hormones. She has to have a shot every 25 days. She has to take a medicine every single day, literally to keep her alive. Now, this particular situation pissed me off because some people around me, people really don't appreciate dogs and animals. I get it, especially if you never had a pet. I understand how easy it could be, like F that dog, or F, like how I say F them kids. I really don't mean F them kids, but what I'm saying is I ain't got no kids. So when people say F them dogs, I think it's because they don't have a dog. But people have said things like, they'll put their dog down, they'll let it die. Oh
Oh,
well, for the dog. Oh well, da da da. Da. And it's
right.
very easy to say, right? But I almost get it. It's very easy to say that when you don't have a pet. Let me tell you something. Dogs, they become a part of your family. First of all, you have them as a baby when they're so cute and you see little cute things they do. They grow up, they start to develop a personality. They establish behaviors and habits. They become very attached to you. They literally rely on you for a quality of life. So it's very natural to generate this love for an animal, for a species that you didn't have to birth. And so with that, when the dog is sick and you see them acting differently, their behavior is off. They're not eating their food. Hazel lost 6 pounds in 2 days. You could literally see her bones and her skin was
Mm.
sagging. She was dehydrated. It was really bad. And so I would never, first of all, I would never intentionally like put her in a position where she gotta die or I gotta make the choice to kill her because she's sick. Like kids become sick. You know what I'm saying? Your child could be born with a permanent disability that they can never be independent. And these are things that you have to prepare for when you get a dog, when you have a child, when you start anything new. And so it was very expensive. It was, if we've been honest, it cost me $5,000 to
Mm.
have my dog in a hospital. And it was either $5,000 or your dog gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. So what some people might do is they'll leave the dog there. They'll give up on the dog. They'll put the dog, whatever they do. I wasn't going to do that because I do have an attachment to my dog and she is a part of my little family, just me and her. So thank God she does have medical insurance, but unfortunately, a month later, we are still waiting on them to cut me a check. And so I'm just, number one, I'm grateful that I was able to swipe a credit card, might I add. I did not pay cash, a credit card to pay for this. But all this stuff that's been happening has been very, very stressful for me. I can't lie to you because now the shot that she has is $280. Every 20 25 days she has to get this shot. Now, thank God you can get 3 to 4 doses out of this vial of that the shot comes from. But then she
Mm.
has medicine she has to have every single day. If I ever predict she's going to be in a stressful environment, I have to increase her dosage. Because of this medicine producing these hormones in her body, she's a lot more hungry, a lot more thirsty. She pees a lot more. So I just have had to readjust my entire life. So on the sidebar, I just need people to stop getting pets just because they're cute. Because that's really
Yeah.
that's the
I
only
see that happen
highlight.
all the time.
Yeah, I always see a post on Facebook. Oh, we need to get rid of our pet. We realize we don't have the time to care for him or her as we expected, or her behavior. You have to train a dog. You have to train a kid. You have to teach them how to do things a certain kind of way. And so people get a dog because it's cute and they want to give it a name and they don't think about anything beyond that. And you do have to care for them, feed them, keep them alive. Now, some people are lucky enough that they have the dog and it literally is cute for the rest of his life. They ain't got to do nothing serious. But as someone that's now had 2 dogs that has had some kind of medical emergency, it is something that absolutely is realistic. So anyway, that's happening. I had a moment at work where I was just extremely overwhelmed and I expressed that to my manager and it literally backfired on me. He basically was saying things like, well, we hired you to do this. Even when as far as printing out my job description and highlighting the bullets that pertains to those things I complained about. I swear to God, I wish I was lying. And it really pissed me off because I do not
Mm.
complain at my job at all. I take on stuff even when I shouldn't. I extend myself. I work very long days. And I've said on this podcast multiple times that I work 12 to 14-hour days regularly. Today was no different. And so it pissed me off because just when I saw my manager some weeks back, his boss, who I don't even know like that, is telling the team how patient I am and how I've taken on this work like a champ, and how people should learn from me. And so if my boss's boss saying it, it's because my boss had to have told him because I don't know his boss like that. Then I get a handwritten note from my manager about the work I do. I get a random bonus for the work I do. And so I'm thinking like, okay, this person should understand like that I got a lot going on. Not to mention when my granddaddy passed, I went on bereavement, which I was only allotted 5 days. Probably could have taken more if we being honest, but the standard is 5 days. I sent my manager email. I'm like, hey, this is what happened. I get a reply. Don't you worry about it. We'll take care of your work or anything that's on your plate. You just, take the time you need. When I came back, do you think that my stuff was taken care of?
No.
Absolutely not. Now, as somebody who's always overwhelmed at work, always has a plate full, the last thing I want is to come back from bereavement and to be dealing with this kind of mess. So now I'm playing catch up. All right. Then I have a vacation that comes up. It's about 10 days that was planned way before anything happened with my granddad or anything like that. I end up not going on that trip, but I end up taking that time because I needed it. I'm like, there's no way I'm canceling this PCO. I need to just take some time and be off. 10 days, I come back. What you think happened? Nothing. So now I'm playing catch up from being off 5 days, catch up from being off 10 days. And now I've reached my breaking point where I'm like, listen, I need some help. And I don't get it. And it sucks. So anyway, I always know how the corporate game works. You literally are just a number. They'll celebrate you, they'll recognize you, they'll do all these things for you, but in reality, you are running a business and they have goals to meet. And I know that my manager probably feels a lot of pressure for his department to perform as intended. But we are human beings, and I have not felt human in this particular position. And it sucks because I really love my company. I do. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. So a combination of these things, I was sick a couple of weeks ago. I just have not been in a position to even think about recording. I just have been, and I am somebody that handles stress very well. I probably actually hide it better than I should. I mean, better than most. But I have just not. This year was terrible. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff that has happened that has disrupted my life that I'm not gonna share on this show. But it's one of them things where it's like, bruh, it's life is life. And so anyway, I just want to get it off my chest. Not that I owe anybody an explanation, but I just feel like this year has not been very fair to me at all. So anyway.
Yeah, I agree. I've had a rough time this year. I've definitely had worse times, so I'm not even.
This is my worst year ever. I know that's a fact. That's a
Yeah,
fact.
this this has just been a really weird year for me. But I think that I'm just starting to be real with myself, and I just need to take the time out to actually learn myself again, because I think that I've just been influenced too much about with things around me, and not even on purpose. It's just that I'm around it every day. I'm looking at it every day. I'm consuming it every day, and now it's becoming a part of who I am, and I don't like that. But it's like nothing I can do. I'm not doing anything to change it, So I just been kind of taking a break from social media and just breaking away from anything like that. I actually respond to all my text messages now.
That's
'Cause,
crazy.
yeah, like I went from having 300 and something unread text messages to none.
Oh my God. Now are these group chats or what's the
Some of them are
buildup?
group chat. Some of them are like text receipts. Some of them are like things that I've signed up for. Some of them are like party. So it's a lot of them, they're not actual people, all of them. But some people I'll just be forgetting to respond to, and in my head I'm like, if I don't open it, then I can remember to respond, because once I open it, then I'm not gonna know. But I never go
Yeah.
back to it.
I always mark stuff as unread now because I be forgetting.
Yeah, so it's just little stuff like that that I'm noticing. I've been feeling like I wanted to move out of my apartment just because I'm just uninspired by my space, and just the simple move of one piece of furniture, or two pieces of furniture, it just restored life into this apartment. I was like, you know what? Okay, now I know I can just get this here, blah blah blah, whatever. Also, I just realized I need to just kind of chill on sharing certain things with people, or just like with the public. I keep a lot of things public, and I got so used to just sharing stuff. I overshare. But I've been watching a lot of like podcasts. So when I wake up now in the morning, instead of being on my phone, I just turn on like an inspirational podcast on YouTube. And
Mm.
sometimes I watch it, but if I clean up every morning. So like while I'm cleaning up, I'll just listen to that. And so even this morning I was watching, I don't even know that guy's name. I don't know. I'm gonna pull up in a second, but he did an interview with Lala Anthony. I don't know if y'all know that or know who I'm talking about, but during the interview, she was just saying how like she was a people pleaser. She always wanted people to like her. She always wanted to be in a good space with people. She was like, she liked the fact that people walk around saying, "Oh, Draco, not Draco. Lala cool with everybody. Lala is like nice to everybody." Blah blah blah. and she realized like how terrible that is on her own personal self-esteem because she's like trying to live up to standards of other people so they won't like her. And I feel
Mm.
like I do that without trying. Like I don't purposely do that, but then I look at certain things, I'm like, I don't need to be doing it. So I don't know. I just had I be having like a little assessment with myself sometimes.
I mean, that's good. That's a good thing. And then you mentioned the social media thing. Actually, one of the updates or issues that I have had in the last couple of months of my life, recently social media, I felt like I need to get off because I was seeing outcomes of decisions
Yeah.
playing in my face. And I was like, I don't need this right now. If we being totally honest.
Yeah, like
And I've never been a person ever, and I put this on everything I love. I've never been a person to compare myself to others or to aspire to have someone else's life. And I don't want that now. But I did see the aspect I did see something that happened to some people that made me be like, I wonder if I should have done this or if I should have done that. But no, I shouldn't have. Thank God I did what I did when that time came. But it kind of made me a little salty. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you because I
yeah.
feel like it's just I'll say this. It sucks when you play your part like you should and the situation don't play out. But
Yeah.
then time goes on and you be like, why you couldn't have just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've been feeling like that a lot too lately. I think for me, I be comparing my career to certain people who I feel like I should be lined up with. Like, oh, we've been doing this same amount of time. We have like similar clients or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Why is it that I'm here and they're there? You know what I'm saying? Like I always put that comparison. Then I also have these moments where I feel like, am I biting off more than I can chew? Like, am I
Mm-hmm.
charging too much or, whatever? That's why I try to have these conversations. And that's why it's very important to share like rates and just salaries and stuff with people because people don't really don't know sometimes. Like,
Mm-hmm.
especially for me, I didn't go to school for marketing. I didn't go to school for nothing like that. So a lot of people that um, went to school for marketing, they branch off into other stuff sometimes. So some makeup artists are marketing, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know how much stuff should cost, especially in a new city. So I just kind of go off of what I feel. Then I
Do you ever
listen
go
to
on
other.
people's booking sites and look, or
They
is
don't
that
have it
helpful?
on there.
Mm.
But I ask, and then the problem is that some people be lying. Like they'll be like, "Oh, I charge this," but then they charge
I don't like
half
that.
that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm
So then
serious.
you asking folks for the full, and now you looking crazy because it's like such don't even charge that.
And that has happened to me before. Like I've done the same client as somebody else, and they told me they charge one thing, and so when I went, I'm like, "Oh, this is my rate. It's the same as theirs." I don't pay them that. What do you mean?
Oh
And I'm like,
wow.
okay,
Hey, people, man, let me tell you something. And let me tell you, I'm gonna let you finish, and I'm gonna tell the story. I'm sorry, it just came off my heart.
nah. So I don't know. I run into situations like that, so you just never really know. And so I just be having moments where I just feel like I'm biting off more than I could chew. Like, am I doing too much? But me stepping back away from social media and not seeing these people for a minute and not like having these thoughts and just interacting with the real world and just assessing my life, trying to organize things in my world. I mean, even little things that being organized should help. And I'm realize I'm not doing too much. I'm not.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
you gotta set your own standard. But I understand what you mean. Like if you don't know what that standard should be, it's like, for example, 12 people can have the same job title and they all getting a different pay rate because of what they asked for. Now that company
Mhm.
got a budget, but they're not going to be like, hey, our budget is this amount. So where do you want to fall in line? Because obviously somebody's going to ask for the max. So they're going to ask you what you think you worth. And asking for less does not mean you're going to work less. Does not mean they're going to be easier on you. They're going to give you the same amount of requests and the same amount of pressure that they give the person that's paying more, which sucks. And that's what makes me feel about my job. Like I ask for a good rate, especially compared to the range, but it's absolutely not worth what I'm doing. I'm telling y'all, my last job was paying a couple thousand less than this job, and by a couple I truly mean two. and I was doing significantly less work. And it's not about me wanting to do less work. It's the fact that I know what I'm contributing, and I'm not feeling appreciated, especially when you print out my job description, highlighting bullets. Like that was crazy. I'm like,
Yeah,
is
I
this even the
probably
same person? I had to cut the meeting short. I got pissed off. I just couldn't believe it. And it's like I was speaking to somebody about this, and they were just talking about, like, in the corporate world, you just cannot show any kind of weakness or vulnerability, no matter what, no matter how much
that's
of a
in
family they try to say.
that's in any field. And
Yeah,
you
no, I
cannot
believe
show
it.
that.
And
You
it
cannot
sucks
show
though
that.
because they try to give off this whole family vibe, open door policy. And I know better than that. I truly do. But
Mm,
because of all the recognition I've had and because of the things I've been through this year that I've been transparent about because I've had to take time off from work, there is no grace given. I don't need sympathy or pity parties, but I do want a little understanding because I be understanding to them. You know what I'm saying? I be extremely patient, as they said. And it's like, dang, this is what I get in return. So, and I'm somebody that never has a problem leaving a job, but I truly thought I found my long-term career home at this place. And it could be that, something could change to make things better. But right now, and this year in general, I'm just not feeling the support. And it sucks. It really
yeah,
does. But
I know the
something I was
feeling all too well, child.
yeah, it's terrible. So the thing that was on my heart, now I don't want this to come off the wrong way, so I'm gonna try my best to word it properly. But like when you mention people like lying about their rates and all these different things, it just makes me think about how I wish that now I don't know the background of the person that you're talking about, but sometimes I feel like in our own community, we don't really have that community feel or value that we talk about sometimes. Like,
There we go.
what?
I agree 110%.
Oh, like, obviously we can't rely use social media for real life, but that's where we have the most conversation where everybody can see it. And it's always this, black folks, we got that look. We can look at each other and we communicate. We can, when it comes to something scandalous, we'll look out for each other. And that's not to down my own people, but I'm just saying, like, we see opportunity, we take care of it. But sometimes when it comes to something beneficial, in my experience, I have a harder time getting our people to like be in alignment. So, like, for example, I'm always talking about financial stuff when I can. Now, I'm no expert, but I've learned a lot of things on my own research that I want to put out there. I would never charge for that because number one, I didn't pay for it. And if I don't
Yeah.
have money, why am I paying for information to get money? I need the money to begin with. So anyway, there's something now this is crazy. This is a crazy example, but I'm going to bring it home. There are people in other ethnic groups, let's say they're in the Asian arena, because there's a lot of country in this continent of Asia. They'll do things like, sorry, y'all, this is the example I gotta use. They'll find a remote job in the US. Say I'm of this ethnic group. I find a job in the US. I get the job. I'll get somebody back home to work this job for me, and I'm gonna cut them off a piece of the salary for that job, and I'm gonna take home a piece. So now my people back home getting put on. I'm getting put on. Now this is obviously probably illegal, but I'm just saying it's such a common thing that I learned that I'm like, dang. But black people, when we come to work, we be afraid to ask for money. We be afraid to take on opportunities that may not be that we may not fit the qualification for. And I'm sure there's a historical reason for that, like our background, where we come from, being stolen from, being abused, being taken advantage of. But these other ethnic groups, they come to America like they own this place, and we the ones that built it. And so I just wish that as a community, we were more flexible and more willing to look out after one another. And the second part is, people can have the intention to want to look out for one another, but it's hard to find people that are on that same wave that aren't trying to take advantage, because people will act like they here for you. They looking out for the community, and now you scamming people trying to build houses. Now you scamming people taking their credit card information. Now you scam people. Like, it's just like, dang, you really like for example, this DJ Envy situation. The thing that they're advertising is not illegal. You can 10,000% buy a house using other people's money. It's called I forgot what it's called. Hard money. It's called a hard money loan. You don't go through the bank. And I remember there was a clip surfacing, and I was like, I know a lot of these folks don't know nothing about buying a house. But DJ Envy made an example, like, instead of getting a house and putting down $50,000 for that house, put down 10,000 and get 4 more houses. And people was like, what bank finna give you 4, 5, 10 mortgage loans? It is absolutely possible. Trust me. Trust me, it's
Mm.
possible. Nothing about that is illegal. Nothing illegal. There's nothing illegal about buying a house without using the bank money. All of that is legal. The problem is they was taking people's money, or Caesar was taking people's money and funding other projects. So he was selling them on this
Mm.
idea that's legal, but he was taking the money and doing other things. So now these people, he was robbing Peter to pay Paul. That's what was going down. So And that's irrelevant. I'm not going to go down there and break down how that really works, but I want y'all to know that everything that they were saying that you could do in real estate was the truth and it was legal. And I'm telling you that right now. Anyways, stuff like that. Now, if there's another person of color that's like, hey, I want to have this seminar where I teach y'all how to get a house without using the bank's money. Now people going to be hesitant. They don't want to do it because I saw what happened to them people up in New Jersey. Or
Yeah.
now I see what happened to that dude from the Breakfast Club and all this other stuff. And so now we're going to stick to renting, or we're going to stick to doing things, hoarding our money instead of putting it in positions where it can grow. And I just see stuff like this all the time, like on the news, on the internet, from word of mouth, where people have a good opportunity to truly lead people and to truly put them into positions to or have good opportunities, but instead they want to take advantage, which makes people hesitant, which is why people don't trust banks, which is why people don't trust the police. They don't trust other businesses and institutions, and it sucks. So anyway, I just wish that, we could overcome the things that, at least begin to overcome the things that have held us back. I know many of us have, but a lot of it is for show. And that's just, it's sad, but people definitely putting on the act that they for the people and they not.
Experience it every day. Let me tell you something. There's some people that I've met at close, personal, face to face. I'm not gonna let me not give no examples, but they act like they for the people and they are not.
Yeah, man. It's like, dang, why you have to be so selfish? It just sucks. Like I see, I don't know. I just see a lot of opportunities. I'm like, man, if I could just trust this amount of people to do this, then we would be good. But some people, they want a quick way to the top. They see an opportunity like, well, shoot, if I do this and I just take 10%, they ain't even gonna notice. And instead of us gaining all together and being fair and equal, but it's just not really. I'm sure other ethnic groups do the same thing to each other. I'm speaking about black folks because I'm a black folk. But it's just, I just wish that it wasn't like that, because we, even though people have low income and people are in poverty, and I know firsthand, there are still other ways to try to work on getting out of that circumstance. It might not work for everybody, and it's not as easy as it might seem, but I made it out, and I know I ain't lucky. So, anyways, let's get into this episode. You got a Black Business of the Week?
Yep, I'm pulling it up right now. So I don't know if you guys know or not, but I started my YouTube channel like a month or two ago, and I feel like it's been going okay. I don't got that many subscribers and followers and stuff, but I've been trying to pay attention to a lot of people who make videos on growing followings, and like as far as like tactics you need to use to pull in the audience, find your niche, stuff like that. So there's this one girl who I initially went on her page because she is a chef, so she makes amazing food. Like all her food to me looks good. But she also posts videos on how she makes money off of TikTok, like literally what she does. On TikToks and Instagram, just how she makes money off social media and the things that you should do, and websites that you can sign up for to get I don't know what she called. It's like a acronym. It's like
SEO, search engine optimization.
There we go.
Yeah, so it's basically using key terms and things that will attract people to you when they search for you or search for something. Like if you got makeup, right? People search keywords around makeup, you would be the suggested result.
Exactly. So she has like websites that teach you about that. Obviously, I barely know what I'm talking about when it comes to this, as you can see, but yeah, this is what I look at when I go to coffee shops and stuff, and I just Google all type of stuff, all the different things that she have on her page. I will share this with Alicia though, so y'all can see on her own, but I mean on your own.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really glad that you started your YouTube, and your videos are actually of great quality. And I think it ain't no start. I mean, I'm sure they'll get even better, but it's not given. I just started doing YouTube.
That's because I be studying stuff.
That's good.
I just never know. Here's the thing with me. I know stuff, but I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to vocalize it. But I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing, but I just don't know how to, I guess, say it out loud.
That's
but yeah,
fair.
I sit there and look at videos on just how to edit. I notice I watch a lot of people's vlogs just to kind of get little tips of how they do their transitions or how they start their YouTube videos off, how they end them, what they put in between, what catches people's attention, stuff like that. And I'm just a melting pot of all that, I guess.
Yes, and so I wanna give you a suggestion. Now I know I'm no expert at speaking, but I do think I'm really good at, like, verbalizing what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I think that what can be helpful is writing down what however it comes out, writing that down, and then start to think about, number 1, the message that you are trying to convey, and then what you would wanna hear if someone was trying to convey that same message. So that will allow you to kinda, like, include any particular details that you don't wanna leave out, like, just kinda, like, write a script and just
You know
keep.
what? I noticed that I do that too. Even when I go to the store, I try to remember everything in my head, and when I get to the store and I don't know nothing. And so even like, and even now, like I just use my notepad a lot more. Like I didn't even
Yeah.
know that you can put the notepad on your widgets. I don't even know how to use my own
Yes, and
phone
you can
now.
put
Listen to
voice
me
notes
as
in it. It's okay. It just takes baby steps, but I get what you're saying. And I had to become a better speaker because of the type of work I do because I work in projects and stuff. And I used to be. I still have a long way to go, but I have gotten really good at just. Now I might not know everything, but I definitely am really good at explaining it so it can be well received. Also, working at the Apple Store helped with that too because I had to train people
yeah.
that had no knowledge. So anyway, I think that could be helpful. So writing scripts, creating audio notes, and replaying it until you're happy with what you hear. And that's also how I got good at doing interviews too.
Hmm. Okay, maybe I gotta do that. I just hate hearing myself talk, so I don't know about the re.
You're gonna have to get over it because you edit them videos, don't you? You hear yourself talking on videos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Tighten up. I'm just playing. Uh
But no, I've been trying to work on my health too. I ended up making like so first of all, I don't know about y'all, but when I go to the gym, I just be going to a machine and figuring it out, doing anything. Now I don't even know if I need to do that or not, but I don't have like an actual routine when I go to the gym. So that's something I also been looking up. I've been looking up like different gym workouts and I make like a list in my notepad. So and when I go to the gym, I'm like, okay, today I'm gonna do arms. I just check off a little checklist at the top and say do 3 sets of 10 on each exercise. And then I'm gonna bump it up like every 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, if I get used to this. Because the problem is I went to the gym maybe like a month ago and it just kind of discouraged me from going back because I'm in my head, I'm like, oh, I still have the same stamina that I had before I stopped going to the gym. And so I'm picking up 40, 50-pound weights, not thinking nothing of it because in actuality, that's not that heavy, but I'm pulling arm
Heavy for
muscles.
me. It's
I'm
surely
pulling
up for
certain
you.
muscles in my arm and you know what I'm saying? Like I still feel like my shoulder is messed up. So I'm like,
Yeah, it
okay,
take a while to recover.
yeah, I still feel like my shoulder is messed up. Like it hurts so bad.
You might have to stretch a little bit before you work out. Ironically, I also been going to the gym. I done lost 12 pounds.
Period.
But I don't go to the gym like a traditional gym. I go to like Orange Theory. I don't go to
Yeah,
Orange Theory, but I go to a place called Spinga. And so the Spinga is like short for spin strength yoga. So in a 1 hour class, we do 20 minutes of hit or high intensity
yeah,
intervals of spin. And then we go to strength where we like do weights exercises, like, any kind of crunches or whatever. And then we do yoga for the last 20 minutes. And it has been extremely helpful for me because I'm a person that also don't know what to do when I go to the gym. So I would just get on the treadmill for an hour and then go home.
yeah.
But I actually have built muscle. I have really like my progress has come such a long way the last couple months I've been going to Stinga. And I have not drastically changed the way I eat. I do eat better, but I haven't been very drastic with it to have lost the 12 pounds that I lost. So I'm really proud of that because my issue is always I go on a diet, I lose the weight, and I revert back to my old habits. But if I can maintain certain behaviors with modifications, then it works for me. Also, I follow Grow with Joe on YouTube, and she has very, very easy to follow workout videos. So I do that at home. So instead of going to the gym, I'm doing like it's like mostly cardio, but she'll do like dance routines, but it's quick 10 and 20-minute videos. So it's always something you can easily do. And she has an app if you want like meal prep if you want to take an extra mile. But I strongly suggest following Grow with Joe. Very easy videos. And you actually like I did like a 20-minute video and I burnt like 180 calories. Like it was crazy.
That's what I'm trying to do now, meal prep. I've never meal prepped in my life. I've never drank protein shakes. I went to GNC maybe 2 days ago, I think. And I was just in there like 30 minutes just trying to learn about protein shakes because I see a lot of people drinking them. But the problem that I had was when I drank them the last time I had some that actually built muscle like a dummy.
Ain't
And
that good?
I wasn't working out though.
Oh, so it turned into fat.
Yeah. And it made me have
No.
like bigger shoulders and it was
Oh
just a lot.
wow.
Yeah, like it was a
I
mess.
I've been drinking green juice from Whole Foods. I go get the big gallon jugs, And that's like I'll sort that out as a meal. So I'll have that for breakfast. I'll have that for lunch with a snack. And then my dinner will be like, I don't know, some veggies of some sort. I really have been not even having a lot of fish, just mostly I'll make like patties out of this chickpea flour. I've been doing my thing. I ain't gonna lie to it. I've been barely having ice cream. I had ice cream in New York, but that was like a, seize the day type of thing. But
See,
I
you need to
have
turn up.
yeah, man. It's just when life got so stressful that I needed to find something to attach happiness to or some kind of
Yeah.
goal because I'm just like, I ain't never been somebody that's been down in the dumps, y'all. That's not to brag, but so this year, man, it's been I've been thinking about going back to therapy because it's just like I need to like get this junk out. But anyways, for we can go into shop talk. There's a lot going on, but one of the main things I want to talk about is this Keke Palmer situation that has literally spiraled into all kinds of stuff. So,
See, I
no,
don't really know too much about it. I went online.
yeah, well, this so we know the initial story, right? It's Keke Palmer's with this guy, they have a baby. Then things go
Yeah.
left when she goes to the Usher concert. He kind of like embarrasses her on the internet, I guess you could say. And then we don't really know what happens after that because they pop up one day on live on her birthday, which was actually a little awkward if you listen to the conversation they were having. And it was giving him very much he trying to play you, but we don't know. Now, weeks later or months later, I guess, we get a headline that Keke Palmer has filed for primary custody of their son, and then she filed a restraining order against Darius Jackson, who's her baby daddy, and then said that he has had both physical and mental abuse. Now this is followed by a story of the experiences she's had with him, and then still images dropped from a video inside her home of him literally dragging her around the house, like, and it's actually really darn sad. Y'all know how I'm a Keke Palmer stan. Now I ain't never biased. I definitely am on her side in this situation, but I'm just saying I'm not saying these things solely because I'm a Keke Palmer fan. But I don't know nothing about this Darius guy. I really hate that a baby is involved. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am a big proponent of see a red flag, break up with it, and
Yeah.
don't bring a baby into the picture. I have been so anti get pregnant. I can't even tell you how long I've been on birth control. And obviously that doesn't guarantee not pregnancy, but I am so fearful. Number one, I'm fearful of becoming a single parent. Now, I know that there's not a lot that you can do to prevent that because anything can happen. The father could die. People can flip the script on you. People can do all these different things. You know what I'm saying? But I have tried to do all I can to make sure I don't end up pregnant by the wrong person, let
Yeah.
alone pregnant at all. But it said according to this report, like she had been he experiencing violence from him for a while, like even before the baby came along. And I just really hate that for her, man. I hate that she experienced that, and I'm glad that she got footage because people tried to play Keke Palmer before when she said that Trey Songz was using sexual intimidation
Yes.
towards her. Tried to say she was lying, and she was 10 toes. Actually, around that time, to me, is when Keke Palmer's resurgence started. To me, I think that was what 2017, 2018, or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But anyway, it just sucks that you have to have receipts for this kind of stuff. Well, only in a world of social media, I'll say that. But I am glad that she had it because it obviously proves, what she's talking about. But what's even crazier is this man releases not only screenshot text messages but audio recordings thinking that it's going to make people be in favor of him, and all it did was put people more in favor of Keke Palmer, like the type of messages that her mother was sending to his mother, and then a audio recording of her on the phone with him. And it's very clear that Kiki's mother is not just talking out the side of her neck. She's upset about something, very much
Yeah.
something. But
Yeah.
the audio that was released today was so crazy because her mother mentions that Usher is bisexual. Oh my god, I bet Usher woke up like, now come on.
Now how I get in it
I get in it,
again?
and whether it's true or not, it just was so crazy. And I'm not even faulting her mama because she was in fight or flight mode on behalf of her daughter. But it just sucks, man. I don't even know the point that I'm trying to get at. I just hate this happen to her. I hate this happen to
Listen.
anybody. But it's just like Keke Palmer has always been somebody that's been super private about her personal life, and then boom, that's it. That's a wrap, And I'm just so glad that she's been so booked and busy lately. Like today, it was announced that she's hosting a Soul Train Awards. I'm just so glad that she's able to continue to work, even though it might not feel good at the moment. Like this man, this personal trainer who worked for you, will not stop your show. And I just, y'all, if as someone that obviously don't have a dog in this fight, if you see any kind of signs of abuse, please believe them. And before you get a baby involved or anything like that, just if you can, just leave. And I know it's not always that simple. I actually was sitting down thinking about, how this could have happened, right? So I have definitely been in relationships where I have either ignored or excused red flags. I was just trying to think of like, how does that escalate? So, sometimes you with somebody and something happens, right? You're like, oh, I don't like that. But they are very apologetic about it. Like, I'm tripping. That was wrong. This. So it's like, okay, he understands the impact it's had. This never happened before. I'm going to forgive him. And we just go, keep an eye out. So time goes by. Your love or infatuation for this person grows stronger. You're going on better dates. You're getting better gifts, whatever. Then something else happened. You're like, dang, what happened? And so they could apologize again, but now you've seen so much more of this person between the last incident that you are definitely forgiven because you love this person now. And you really know
Yeah.
that they're a good person. You know they have good ways and they mean well. So these two incidents are not enough to break up with them because they have not done anything else to make you think otherwise. And then time goes on. And now, as you fall more in love with people or you spend more time with people, they become more comfortable around you where they don't even mask themselves anymore. They are being who they truly are. And you have these feelings for them that you want them now. You want to make them be better. You want to help them be better. You want them to see that they don't have to act that way. Or so much so as you change your own behaviors or your own habits to avoid them reacting the way that they have because you know that they could be a good person. And you don't even realize that you're manipulating yourself or you gaslighting yourself because you're in love and you want to be in love because you found this person that does all these things you like, regardless of the things that they do that you don't like. So I just think it just becomes one of those things where now I have never been in a physically abusive situation, but I've definitely had some mental abuse, I'll say. I've definitely been like talked down on things like that. And I had nipped that in the bud because we not going there. And I'm not even somebody that carries that kind of energy. But I definitely understand how somebody could make excuses, especially if you truly think you did something to piss this person off. And you probably should just do something different next time. Instead of being like, no, he hit me, he shouldn't have hit me. But instead of being like, oh, I pissed him off because he said he don't like this and I did it anyway. You really started to gaslight yourself. It just sucks. So all in all, y'all, people don't change 9 times out of 10. They are who they say they are. And you got to believe it. You got to believe it. You cannot make
At the
excuses for
door.
them.
At
Yeah,
the
for
front door.
real, man. Like seriously, and people have changed, people have evolved. But if he's abusive to you, he has absolutely been abusive to other people. This stuff does not come out of nowhere. It is triggered by something. And if you know you don't deserve that, which I don't think anybody deserves, then you have the right to remove yourself from that situation. And don't ever be in a situation or do all you can to avoid being in a situation where some portion of your life is reliant upon this person. Because if they can feed you, they can starve you, and you don't ever want to be in a situation where you can't go nowhere because you got to find a place to live, or you need a car, or you need help. Like, please, please, please do all you can to support yourself. Like, this is some advice somebody gave me several years ago, and I actually used it. If you ever, let's say you move in with a guy or whoever, girl, whoever you date, wherever place y'all get, make sure that it's a place that you could afford to pay for it if y'all ever split. Because I've been in a situation where I was living with a significant other and they end up needing to leave. And thank God, because of that advice I got, I was able to continue to pay that rent until the lease was up. And but if I wasn't in that position, I would have got evicted or I would have been homeless or something would have happened that would have uprooted my quality of life. But because I had that advice in the back of my head, I was able to, play my cards right. Now I know in this climate, rent is very expensive, mortgages are very expensive, so it's a small margin. But even with that in mind, maybe it's not the time to be sharing a space. You know what I'm saying? I don't know everybody's situation, but I'm just saying you gotta look out for yourself. At the end of the day, you gotta do for yourself. That's really all it is to it.
For sure. I believe that too. I definitely been in that situation too before where I lived with a significant other and they had to leave. But I made sure I was able to cover my portion of the rent.
Me too.
If that, you know what I'm saying? But
Got
I
to.
mean, I was paying it anyway. No shade.
Hello, somebody saying, if we being honest, because it was. But yeah, so it's just relationships, man. They
I'm over it.
complicated. And when you
I'm
have a
over it.
baby involved or a marriage, and that's another reason why I'm not a fan of people getting married after a year. Maybe engaged, maybe. But you really have to see people in so many different circumstances before you decide to share a home with them for the rest of your life. Like I always like to see a guy deal with conflict resolution. I want to see him deal with loss or grief of some sort. Not like it has to happen, but I want to know how he handles those things and how he treats people around him when that happens, or how he takes care of himself. Are there things about him that are high maintenance? Because if he's high maintenance about himself, he's gonna be high maintenance about you.
Hmm.
Hopefully. Is he
Mm-hmm.
clean? Does he wash the crack of his behind? Does he have a skincare routine? Now, all these things might not be requirements, but they are very important to keep in mind because I know some girls, man, they just be so happy to have somebody liking them back, and the rest be history for real. And
Mm-hmm.
I know that people always tell me that I'm strict and I'm picky and I'm all these things, but my life is excellent because of my own efforts. So if you ain't coming around here bringing convenience or benefits, it's no reason to
At
be
the
here.
least, like, dang, just make it easy. I don't do too much as it is. I'm not perfect, but god damn.
Exactly. Keep it pushing.
Mm.
But anyway, yeah, so I know this episode was a little bit different from the usuals, but mentally
We
that's
ain't
where
been
I'm
on
at.
in a minute. It's been a long time.
Mhm. Mhm. And y'all, I
So,
got some changes coming, child. Whew.
so oh my god.
Life is just lifing, boy. And
You
I
know,
mean, I just shared the stuff that I feel like sharing, but send some prayers up for me, y'all. I don't know if I ever asked for prayers on this show, but pray for me for real. Ask
oh, I'm
God to
finna
send me
do.
some I don't even know what I need. Whatever he got to offer.
Okay, be specific, because you can say that, then you're gonna get something that you don't want.
Well, if he ain't gonna put me through nothing I can't bear, and I don't survive my worst days already.
Hey,
Just keeping it a buck.
oh my god.
I
Okay.
made it through, so we got whatever's ahead. But I just need some. I just need a peace of mind. Really, everything else I've gotten the clear direction that I need.
Mm,
But y'all, what they be saying about grief is true. I'm gonna tell you that.
it
I could be
never
driving
ends.
home. I've said this before, but my life has literally been changed forever. And I've had loss. I've lost siblings. I mean, literally, it's just, and not to compare my relationship with them with my granddad, but my granddad, our relationship was absolutely different. And it sucks, but what can you do? We all got our day. So yeah, what you got going on?
I just learned how to use sticky notes on my computer, so I just
Oh
I
my
guess
God, how long have you been an Apple user?
Alicia. Well, I literally only use my computer. If I'm being honest, I only use my computer to send invoices.
Oh man, you could have had an iPad this whole time.
Very much so. Like I use it. I use it to like FaceTime and like do Zoom calls. I don't really use it for work because I don't have any computer work. I mean, I edit my
Yeah.
website and stuff like that. But now that I actually have to use software on here and just I'm making lists and all this other stuff, I'm finding out all type of stuff. I'm just over here acting like I just got a computer yesterday, and I've had it since what 2017, 2016.
Yeah. Let me say this. I told Draco this earlier. I know that us Apple users, we want to use all the Apple ecosystem products, and I get it. Man, I used to work for Apple. I worked for Apple for 5 years, and that was in the Apple store, behind the Apple store, corporate. I did all of it. If y'all are going to get a MacBook of any capacity, I want you to be very mindful of, and it's not a shot at you, by the way. I'm just trying to
No,
explain. Okay.
I'm not tripping.
If you are looking to get an Apple computer, a Mac, an iMac, whatever, any capacity, just think about your lifestyle today and how it could potentially change. So, for example, my first MacBook ever was a MacBook Pro Retina with 128 gigabytes. Now, at that time, I was fresh out of college. I had got through college with a Microsoft Surface, which was a tablet at the time. So I didn't really need a
Yeah.
heavy duty computer. But I was getting to that stage of my life where I was processing data using Excel and things like that. So I, in my mind, just needed a computer that could handle stuff like that. But in the back of my mind, I knew one day I wanted to start a podcast. And starting a podcast means you need a computer with a high processing power because it has to be able to support programs that take up a lot of speed while running it. So as a microphone, you got Logic, you got video processor, audio processor. Those things will drain your battery, which means it will drain the capacity of your computer. And I'm gonna try to keep it non high level tech as possible. But the person who sold me my MacBook told me to always keep in mind any lifestyle changes. And because I did not listen, I ended up buying a new MacBook at some point. And I had to get one that had more storage, number one, because yes, it's nice to have an external hard drive. And yes, that might be budget friendly. It is extremely inconvenient. You got to tote it around. You got to find it. You better hope it continues to work. all these different things. And it's not seamless. It doesn't live on your computer in those Apple applications that it was designed to use. Now, one thing I will say is my 128 gigabyte MacBook Pro, if I had just spent at that time another $200, maybe $150, I could have gotten double the storage. So I could have gotten a storage value of 2 MacBook Pros if I just spent about $200 more dollars. So keep that in mind. And it might be a lot up front when you swipe that card, but it'll cost you even more when you buy a new MacBook because you ran out of storage. So anyway, a lot of things can be done by having an iPad, which is just an extra large iPhone, if we're being honest. But you need that screen space and that capacity. But a MacBook Air will not help you start your podcast. It will not kick off your tech career. You cannot, I'm just being real. The computer's gonna be
You gotta get that
loud.
Pro, baby.
Your computer gonna sound like it's smoking a cigarette.
Okay.
So you need something if you're going to do anything in the tech or creative space, you absolutely need something with high processing capacity. So do take that effort to go to the Apple Store and speak to a specialist who can really walk you through it. And yes, budget is very important. But if you feel like you cannot get the MacBook you're supposed to have for what you're working on at that moment because of the budget, you might need to consider a PC. And I know it's not the cool thing, but it's the truth. It is the truth. Because a MacBook is over $1,000 and a couple $100 is what it's going to take for you to get the one you really need. And if you're not willing to spend that couple $100, go on and save 50% of that money and get you a PC. And I mean that. I had customers all the time come back after that 14-day return period, realizing what I was right. And there's nothing I can do about it. Now you got a paperweight.
That's me.
Paperweight t-shirt. I get it though. I get it because they're expensive. You talking about we gotta get Apple Care, a case, extra chargers. I get it, but it is an investment.
Mm-mm.
So anyway,
it's a mess, but it's fine though. I mean, I guess I got it together now. Computer. That was partially the reason why we couldn't record because my daggone computer wouldn't update.
I forgot about that, so it wasn't even all on me.
No.
Go ahead, Draco. Take some of this load off me.
My computer couldn't update. It was just a mess. Like I just
Wi-Fi 1 week.
My Wi-Fi.
The second week it was your computer storage.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's okay though. It's all good. We survived our worst days.
We made it. We made it through. So I ain't gonna do too much complaining.
So glad.
That's another thing I'm working on. I need to stop complaining so damn much.
Please do. Find the silver lining in everything. Think about it first before you let out that complaint. Because there's always somebody doing
I ain't gonna try to find the silver lining because I'm tired of seeing silver. Thanks to Renaissance.
Oh Lord.
I was playing out.
Oh Lord.
That's what I miss seeing the Renaissance videos. It kept my timeline fun.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I'm like, dang, Beyonce just at home now, wherever she at.
She is in Malibu. In the rain.
Is that where she live?
I don't know. I'm just saying. Just be making stuff up. In my head, whenever people get off on like a big tour like that, I feel like they just be on vacation every day.
They should. Lord knows I would, honey. Renaissance.
This is probably the first time it has rained in about 5 months. That's why I keep looking out the window.
Oh, child, stay away from the highways. I know it's some landslides and traffic jams with that rain. That's how it was in the Bay, child. They ain't know how to act when it rained. I'm like, child.
Yeah, they definitely don't know how to drive in the rain and the highway shut down.
Oh yeah.
Downtown, it's a mess. Pray for me, y'all.
Prayers up. Pray for both of us. Do mine separate though. I need that. I need all the one-on-one I can get.
Don't tie my prayers in with nobody else. I don't need that.
I need my one-on-one, baby. Give me my one. You going to see the Renaissance movie or film?
Yes, but I don't know. I don't want to see it when it first come out just because I want to let the stands get on.
I said the same thing. I'm going to see it that Sunday, which is really not enough cushion, but I think it'll be enough for the real deal fans. Gonna be there on day one. But I'm even going to a matinee, which it might not make a difference. But I'm like you. I'm gonna let the big steppers go on enough first.
I mean, and you know what's so crazy? I feel like I'm one of the biggest Beyonce fans, but I'm not doing the routines in public. Like I'm not finna get and stand up in the theater doing the routines, yelling. I really wish that this came on Netflix. Not even because of that. I just want to be able to watch it in my own comfort.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I almost got a ticket to see it in Kennesaw, but I was like, nah, I ain't gonna go that far. That's
gonna be even worse. They're gonna have do it in Kennesaw. They're gonna have KKK outside.
Cannonballs. Right, that's what I'm saying. They want to be like, I know all the black folks gonna be here tonight. You ain't finna get me. But now I'm going to a diverse area. But I'm looking forward to it. But I might dress up just because I know other people will. But I'm going by myself, so.
Oh my God, the silver is gonna wear me
And
out.
and see, you off social media, so you won't get no spoilers unless you're gonna be back by then.
No, I know. I'm actually back on now. I'm on right now because I'm about to post something, but then I'm about to delete the app again. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do. I'm just because until I can get to a space where I can have the app on my phone without actually sitting there scrolling through it, then anytime I need to use it, I'll download it, upload what I need to, and then delete it.
Yeah, I need to wrap this social media stuff up soon. When I make this change I'm about to make, I think that's gonna be the best time for me to do that. I might actually get into my content creator bag with that.
Please do.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it is, I know that I can do it. I just have to take my
I
time and
just
do it.
don't
You are
care enough.
naturally good at stuff like that.
But I don't care enough. It'd be like, never mind, I ain't finna record this.
You actually been vlogging since MySpace, if you want to be honest, because you used to have that
You
camera.
know who's killing the content creation stuff right now?
Who?
Janae. You follow her on
Yes,
TikTok? She
yes.
doing her. She is really an influencer now.
She got the. I feel like Janae got the TikTok voice. Like she
She
got the voice.
do, and it's so funny because I'm like, I hope these people know this is her real voice. This is really
This
her
is how she talk.
personality, and it's how she acts. She's not faking it. She's really being
No.
herself. But she's doing such a good job, and it actually made me think about. It encouraged me a little bit because we were around the same age, and I just think that with the thing I'm about to do, I have a lot of stuff to cover, and that will allow me to tie in the things that I've done previously and other little details about myself, and then I can quit my job and I can just say F it. So, but I'm actually going to start a business too. I got a lot of things I'm planning. I'm just changing everything about whatever you knew about me is different now.
Same. I think it's because we finna turn 35. We having a
That's exactly what it is. I swear to God, it's gotta be. And you know, 35 and
because
Namaste look just alike. Namaste look like number 35.
I got it on my
Hello,
face.
somebody. There you go.
Yeah, no, I've been really feeling different lately. I'm like, you know what? I'm just getting my life better, but day by day. But it's because
Day
I'm turning
by day.
35.
That's
Mm.
exactly what it is. I'm having a really big party for my 35th birthday, by the way. So I don't know if you're gonna be in Atlanta around my birthday. Probably not.
Might have to be.
Yeah, it's gonna not really big, like it's gonna be like party of the year, but I actually rented out a venue. I already paid for it.
I'm
And
gonna wear my
I'm
hair like that. My hair, I already just picked up my hair that I'm gonna wear for your birthday. It's in your DM.
okay. Oh, brother. Anyways. All right, let's wrap this episode up so you can get to your client. And
Yes. Oh my gosh.
oh my God, if you wear that, I'm kicking you out.
Okay.
But all right, Draco. Well, I had fun catching up. I know this wasn't necessarily the most fun tone episode, but it was necessary. I just feel like I don't ever want to be somebody because I know sometimes I don't know. I just don't ever want to give up a persona that things are what they are not. I try to be
Yeah.
authentic, but
Same.
yeah.
Yeah. People. I don't know. I guess people think because I live in LA, life is great, and it's not.
Yeah.
That's not it. Now, granted, a lot of things are better. I will say.
Because
And then
people associate positivity with money, and because it's expensive to live out there, you must be doing excellent. Yeah, I get it. I get
I
it.
don't believe dog do this thing, but it's cool.
Okay. All right. All right. It's been another episode of OD Podcast, man. Holla at your girl.
I let your swirl.
And your twirl and your earl and your lock up domestic abusers.
Okay. Lock them up. Go away
Defund
again.
baby daddies. Pre-fund birth control.
Okay. Just I don't know. Not even gonna say nothing.
Bye.
See ya.